I'm Angela, and this is Heather.
The Canadian.
The Canadian. Heather the Canadian. Hey.
So, yo.
What's up? How do we introduce this? That was cute.
Yeah.
And we'll put that in there.
We want to talk to you folks out there about what we do and just the fun that we have doing it, right? We ride mountain bikes, we coach mountain bikes. Well, not coach the mountain bikes, we coach the people on the mountain bikes. But we have a blast doing it, and every single weekend we are either riding for fun, group campouts with our friends, or women's clinics, or taking classes ourselves. So
yeah,
our lives revolve around riding bikes, not just mountain bikes, but we cruiser rides and, you know.
we have a lot of bikes.
We have a lot of bikes. What are we calling it?
Oh yeah, what are we calling it?
Mountain Bike Chicks.
Mountain Bike Chicks.
Welcome to our first ever episode of
Mountain Bike Chicks.
Mountain Bike Chick.
Is it an episode, or is it just two chicks just chatting?
It's an episode. Definitely an episode.
Yeah,
because you're tuning into very first episode ever.
Mountain Bike Chicks.
Yeah. As we get clever,
it's my license plate, so
we'll rename things and we'll move on from there. But for right now, in the first beginnings, it's an episode.
We are two women who love to mountain bike. We love having fun. I'm Angela. I've been riding bikes since I was a little girl. She knows all this stuff about me, but you don't. I started mountain biking in my late teens, early 20s. I started coaching kids to ride bikes in my early 20s as a camp counselor. I did buy my first mountain bike in 1999. It was a giant Eddie Bauer edition. Ooh, it was purple and silver.
Purple?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
Purple?
Maybe that was kind of blue. I met my husband, and I think he fell in love with me because I had a mountain bike when we met. We have been mountain biking together ever since, although I had kids, took some time off. I took my first clinic in 2015, and said that's what I want to do. Jay Thomas was the coach there. He was just so awesome. He made me decide I wanted to do that, and so that's what I've been doing ever since. I loved it so much. It boosted my confidence, and it was just such a great experience for me. Even though I had been riding for a while and jumping already at Ray's Indoor Mountain Bike Park, I'd learned a lot. And now I travel the country coaching coaches how to teach mountain biking for NICA and for the BICP. We do private lessons. And this is my very, very good friend, Heather.
Yeah, hi, I'm Heather. Actually, I am Heather the Canadian. That's what people know me at our local trail.
The Canadian.
Local trail system.
Hey, you're the Canadian.
The Canadian, yeah. Well, it's a good distinction of, that Heathers.
Heather.
How many Heathers are there?
There's
so many Heathers.
How many Heathers do you know?
How many Heathers do you know? Do you know Heather the Canadian? Well, I actually am Canadian, so that's why I go by that. But anyway, yes, I met Angela, six years ago?
Almost
7 years ago now?
7.
Yeah, we met mountain biking. Actually met online first, not the way you'd think. But we hooked up online, and then we became friends. But I want to say 10, 12, no gosh, how long ago was that? I moved here to Wisconsin. We're in Wisconsin.
We are. It's cold right now.
It's 5 degrees outside.
Oh my gosh, it's so cold.
That's why we're inside.
Yeah.
But not always. But anyway. So when I moved here 20 years ago, I had a school bus and I sold it. And I bought a mountain bike for $300 and something. And I thought that was pretty snazzy.
What year was that?
I can't even remember.
Wow. All right.
How old am I? Anyway, so long story short, crappy mountain bike, thought I was really cool. And then I met a boy and he raced and he brought me along and I thought this is really cool. I could do that. We hooked up and I was like, oh, I'm getting a better bike. So I bought a better bike and then you upgrade and next thing you know, you're started camping and mountain biking with him. Got into racing, found out I'm horrible at it. So got into coaching instead, and me and Angela here started a women's clinic, 5 years ago, our first clinic?
Yeah.
And then we winged it, right? I mean, we fed the girls, we did all this stuff, we camped. We had a really great time. We always know how to have fun. So we did that, and then every year we just started progressing and building it, and then we got more certifications, and now we're helping coach coaches of high school mountain bike teams. So travel around the country doing women's clinics, and our goal is just to teach women not so much even the basics about riding, but what goes along with riding. What things happen to your body, right? Like girl things that girls like to talk about but are too afraid to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
We'll share all those stories with you.
And she's really good at it. So I love to teach, and I love to be on the bike, but she thinks of things that I don't always think about, and we don't always agree on everything either, which you'll find out.
We'll get to that.
In fact, she and I met through mountain biking, right?
Yeah, we had met on Facebook for a year.
I don't even remember
through a group out of the Kettle Moraine Flyers. There was like a women's group.
Yeah.
And we had both been on that group, and people were posting different rides that they were going to do. And so we had kind of started chatting, and then like a year later, I saw her at the mountain bike trailhead in the parking lot, and I saw the bike on the back of the car, and I was like, "Are you Angela?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I know, I recognize that bike."
Have you ever recognized somebody by their bike and not their face because they don't have helmets on or something? Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, yeah.
But then when you actually see somebody without their helmet on, you're like, do I know you?
Yeah. Like, out of context. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we kind of, we meshed so easily.
Yeah. It was like being back in high school when you had that high school friend and you could be ridiculous with them, but we're 45-year-old ladies.
We're old.
We're old ladies being ridiculous, but having the most fun we could ever have. And we just want everyone to be a part of it.
We want everybody to be addicted, like us, to bikes.
Yeah.
And paraphernalia for biking.
Yeah, like clothing. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, you're so
good at
good at
bike clothing.
She's so good at clothes. So we have a pretty good group of women that we ride with. And we used to ride together a lot more. Now we're so busy with all this other stuff. But I always found that riding with women was much more comfortable for me than, I always rode with my husband for 20 years. I've ridden with my husband 24 years, or I don't know, however long it's been. But there's always something very fun and special about riding with girls because the competitiveness isn't necessarily there. I don't know what it is. What do you think?
Well, for me, I always find like if there's a group of people going to the trail and you want to chime in on your group chat or whatever and say, oh, I'll be there, but you always secretly hope that another girl shows up because, A, you get to ride together and you don't always get to be that person that the boys are waiting for, right?
Yes.
So when you develop your own group of women to ride with and then you have that confidence, like you don't feel like you're sweating and you're dying and they're like, oh, we're just casually riding, and you're like, casually riding? I've been working my butt off to keep up with you
look at my sweat.
Yeah. Is my makeup okay? So just having women to ride with, it's just, they take care of each other, they wait for each other, they look out for each other. And I'm not saying men don't do that, but there's just something about riding with other women that just really makes you feel good about yourself. And they make you feel good about yourself too. So
and you can talk woman stuff. You can talk about your kids, or you can talk about how the chamois is crinkling up and making you uncomfortable, or
the thong is riding up your butt crack. Thong? Wait, did we say thong? Bikes? We'll get to that.
Maybe that's a topic for another day, huh?
Another day.
Chamois.
They're not ready. They're not ready for that.
They're not ready for that yet.
We're talking about things that are going on and happening and girl stuff that's happening when you ride, right? So
decompressing.
Yeah.
So how do you find girls groups, right? How do you find other women to ride with? Because that's a big deal. You were one of the first women that I ever started riding with, and I've been riding a long time, right? When I went to Rays, I met some women at the Rays Indoor Mountain Bike Park in Milwaukee. I met some women there, and that was fun. But you were local, and you had a small group of women that you were already riding with.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to have found a group that I was riding with locally, so that kind of helped, bring more people together.
There's Facebook groups now everywhere with women.
Yeah, and we always say we started women's clinics because we wanted more women.
It was
ride
very
with.
selfish.
Yeah, it's all for
Purely selfish, just so we have more women friends on their bikes. Yeah, that's exactly right.
So by doing the clinics and offering women instruction and getting them out there, built their confidence. So now they're out there and they're forming their own groups, right?
Yeah.
Like it's cool to see some of the other trailheads in the area and seeing little groups of women form at those trails, and they're getting involved now with like their local mountain bike chapters and starting to be on the board and and that kind of stuff.
We did that.
Yeah, so we did our local board and you know, president, secretary, and you know.
Yeah, but now we're done with that.
Yeah.
That chapter, been there, done
Yeah,
that.
yeah, but you know
great.
what? Yeah, and the
great.
trails we have locally are awesome, and just helping get those up and running,
and we bring other women to ride with us. So we've gotten several addicts involved in our group. Yeah, new addicts. It's an expensive addiction, that's for sure. I don't know if I should even call it an addiction.
No, just a way of life.
You're right. It's a lifestyle.
It's our lifestyle. Our
lifestyle
revolves around bikes, and that's just what we do, right? It's not like, what are we doing tonight? It's where are we riding tonight, or where are we riding this weekend, or what trips we're going to plan, right? We're like, oh my God, we need to plan our schedules because we want to fill our schedules with clinics and fun trips and things that we can do, right? So trying to get all that organized and then have time for families and all of that. But we're fortunate enough to have older children, so
this is true.
We don't really have to cater to little kids and babysitters and that kind of stuff. So I think, you know, for the woman that does still have small children, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. But, you know, if you find a women's group and you find your man or whoever to take care of your kids, and you make time for yourself, you'll find it.
Yeah.
You'll make that a priority. So, yeah, but we still stay, you know, involved in the local stuff and different events that we put on. And, so we kind of just dabble in a lot of stuff mountain bike related. And I think a lot of people know us, and we've become quite popular. But in a fun way, right? Like, people know us, and they're not like, oh, that's those girls. People are like, oh my God, it's so good to see you, right? Yeah. So people feel comfortable and confident and want to hang out. And
So what's the purpose of this YouTube channel?
Well, the purpose is to not only talk about how much fun we are to hang out with,
oh my God,
but to talk to you about real life stuff, right? Like when women want to know about clothing or different bike parts, or they want to know about their bike. Or
what is this
what
thing?
Is this thing?
What is this?
Candle holder?
Yes.
It's beautiful.
I know.
Where did you get it? So, but different topics, right? Like women-specific things, like what do you do when it's that time of month, or where do you put the cream, or where did you get that cool flat brim hat? Not wearing one today. Oh, you would never. You're never flat brim. But, you know, just really cool stuff. Like, we like to talk to women about real things that are happening to us on the bike, off the bike, what to wear, what to eat, where to go for a beer afterwards. What group is what? Where are we going to ride this weekend? What vacations are we taking with our groups of friends? What trailheads do we want to hit, right?
We do a lot of camping.
Yeah, a lot of camping, a lot of riding. It's
fun.
A lot of soggy chamois.
Oh my gosh.
We even might be starting a band. More to come on that. But we're going to do different challenges and different reviews, right? Reviews on products and reviews on different bike parts and stuff, and kind of share with you our knowledge about what we've learned and what works best for us, and we just want more women to hang out with, right?
It's selfish, purely selfish. That's why we coach women. Mm-hmm. That's why we're doing this for the women, because we want you to ride with us. Mm-hmm. Now, that's not excluding the men. Men, you are welcome to visit us and watch these things. Mm-hmm. And if you have questions or comments, women or men or whatever.
We'd be happy to share with you our favorite sports bras, too.
Oh, the guys are going to love that.
I know, they can't wait.
That's going to be great. Yeah, so if you like this, what you see already, go ahead and subscribe below, because we are starting out and we thought this would be fun for us to share with you. So subscribe below, email us if you have questions or ideas.
Or if you have a product that you would like us to review, you want us to test it out, give you a review on how it works or how it felt while we were riding or whatnot, we'd be happy to do that too. So if you're an established company or a new startup company and you want some publicity.
Yeah.
Send us your product. We'll try it out. We'll ride it. We'll wear it. We'll whatever we need to.
We'll sweat it up.
We'll sweat it up.
Sweat it up.
Sweat it up, yeah, because we're really good at sweating.
Yeah, I'm already sweating.
I know. And people are like,
So
oh, did you
good.
have a shower? No, I just rode my bike.
Sweat
I'm
so much.
sopping
Yeah.
wet.
Yeah.
And wring out my hair.
Yes.
So, yeah, all those good things.
Yeah.
But we're here for you. We're here to provide you with information, so let us know what you want to hear, and we'll talk about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
All right.
Thanks for tuning
Peace
in. Bye. Hey.
So, yo.
What's up?